Rock due to open in just 1 minute as worried customers they've been queuing overnight to withdraw their savings from the troubled bank.
Up to 10 British tourists are feared to have been killed in a plane crash in Thailand. Was bad weather the cause of this horrific accident?
And a plea from the parents of Madeleine McCann as they step up their publicity campaign. Forget your suspicions and find our daughter. That's today, Monday, the 17th of September, 2007. Hello, lovely to see you. Monday morning, it's GMTV today, nearly 8 o'clock.
Top story this morning, branches of Northern Rock have opened an hour earlier than usual today, as we were saying, to cope with customer demand.
They've been there for hours. Some of them, about £2 billion has been withdrawn since it emerged on Thursday that the firm had applied to the Bank of England for emergency funds.
So let's go and catch up with Richard Gaisford now. He's at one branch for us this morning where queues are already building up there, and people are worried, aren't they, Richard?
They are very worried indeed. The gentleman at the lead part of this queue has been here since 3:15 this morning. As you can see, the manager just coming to open the doors here at the Northern Rock Bank here in Kingston, and it's going to be the same at branches across the country. Here we've got probably about 200 people queuing now, wanting to get in, wanting to get their cash. And on Saturday, they were seeing just 14 people an hour. Now, this bank is open from 8 this morning through till 6, but at that rate, they're still not going to clear the line, and then they're not going to be able to keep their customers happy. And they've got extra security here on the door this morning as well, just to try and control the crowds. And they're going to shut the door in a minute once they've got enough people through. And those people will wait, and they will wait, and they will wait all day. You can see the length of the queue. Now, a little earlier on the programme, Alistair Darling spoke to us, the Chancellor, of course, saying no need to panic, but if you want to get your money out, not a problem.
I said to the Bank of England that they could make money available to the Northern Rock Bank precisely to ensure that if people want to get their money out of that bank, they can do it. But it's also there to ensure that all banks can continue to function properly, and that's how the system operates.
A lot of people desperately worried. Alistair Darling there saying, you know, don't worry, it's not a problem. You're not so convinced, are you?
I'm not, because what commitments have been made by A, the government, B, the Bank of England, to convince people here in the queue that our money is safe. I don't have that 100% security, I'm sorry, but I don't know what's going to happen in a few days' time. And that's why I'm here today, to take the savings that I've had, and of having just retired in June of this year. I'm angry.
Keep your money safe.
Yes.
Keep your money safe. Pam, just very quickly, I mean, you're here to get about £1 million out of the bank,
Something
hopefully.
just short of that.
It's a fair-sized chunk. Can you trust anyone these days?
With great difficulty. I certainly am not trusting the banking system at the moment. I think this is has been a huge shock to the system, and I'm putting it in a building society.
Trying to keep it as safe as possible. A lot of people feeling the same way, not all of them, of course, getting such large amounts of money out, Fiona and Andrew, but as you can see, a lot of people here just waiting to get through those doors.
Richard, thank you very much indeed. It'd be interesting to see what the Northern Rock do about actually charging to transfer money, because there's always a percentage and a fee for all that sort of stuff, like a cashier's
I'm more
check.
worried about that woman with £1 million in her purse getting home.
She's the one with the
Good grief.
wheelbarrow on the way home.
Yeah. All right, let's catch up with the rest of the news now. Here's Penny.
Thanks very much. Good morning. 2 British holidaymakers are amongst 41 survivors recovering in a hospital in Thailand after the country's worst plane crash in more than a decade. It's thought 90 people were killed, 10 of them from Britain, when the plane came down in bad weather. Marcella Whittingdale has this.
The smouldering wreckage of Flight 269. This amateur footage shows how the plane burst into flames after it crash-landed in heavy rain. Amazingly, some of the 123 passengers survived, scrambling out of the aircraft through thick smoke.
It tumbled, next thing I know, just everything's on fire, and I loosened my strap. Couldn't find my friend, but got out through the exit onto the wing.
The flight, operated by budget airline 12Go, had flown to Phuket from the Thai capital Bangkok. Many on board were foreign tourists.
I'm actually inside the hospital that's holding the majority of the survivors. The list of Brits was initially at 5. They've now gone down to 2. They've confirmed 2, both of whom are male, and both of whom have suffered fairly superficial injuries, although they're both said to be suffering from shock.
The airport is due to reopen later on today.
If you're worried about friends or relatives, the Foreign Office Emergency Response Team has opened a helpline 0207 008 0000. One person has died and several others have been injured in a fire at a hotel in Blackpool which broke out at about 3:30 this morning. Our correspondent Rachel Harrison is at the scene. Rachel, what more can you tell us?
Well, the hotel was actually facing the sea on the South Promenade. It's just one of the smaller Blackpool hotels that was attached to another hotel called the Waverley. Now, the fire spread through the Manor Hotel and also affected the hotel next door. And just looking at the building, you can see that the top of the building is worse affected. Now, fire crews had to rescue 3 people overnight. One was pronounced dead on arrival at hospital. The other 2 are said to be in hospital but are recovering. And there were a number of reports this morning that a number of residents were unaccounted for. That is now no longer the case. The leisure centre has been opened up nearby where the displaced residents have been taken and are being looked after there. But the big question this morning is just how has this happened? Fire officers are still here damping down and an investigation is underway, but there are already indications that this could have been suspicious.
Rachel, thanks very much. A Portuguese judge is expected to decide this week whether there's enough evidence to press charges against Gerry and Kate McCann. And a top forensic scientist has dismissed reports that sedatives could have been detected in a blood sample or in strands of hair. Jonathan Swain is in Portimão in Portugal. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Penny. We'll expect much more speculation this week. Already the newspapers here this morning in Portimão reporting that the police now want to look into Kate McCann's medical history. But the only thing really we should believe is what comes out of the judge's mouth. The man who sits in this building, he's going to make some kind of decision later on this week, by the end of Thursday, we're told. With me now is Mark Williams-Thomas, a former detective who's been following this case from the start. Mark, do you think we'll see a slightly different emphasis this week, that we should be more sceptical of the kind of claims we're hearing?
Well, I think we're now seeing, and we're very aware, that the information in the Portuguese media printing is clearly coming from sources within the Portuguese police. Why that's happening, I don't know. Are they trying to discredit Gerry and Kate? Are they trying to put the blame onto somebody else? Or is it simply the fact that they're wanting to shift everything away from their inability to deal with this investigation?
And the officers here have admitted over the weekend that Kate and Gerry are the only suspects in this case and not looking at anybody else.
No, very dangerous line of inquiry to eliminate other opportunities. Either Gerry and Kate or family and friends were involved in Madeline's disappearance, or it was a predatory paedophile from outside the apartment. To close that line of inquiry down so early is a fatal error. OK, Mark, thanks so much indeed. And Kate and Gerry very keen now for the focus to be firmly back on Madeline, to remind people out there that their daughter is still missing.
Jonathan, thanks very much. The Liberal Democrat leader is under fire from within his own party as their conference starts in Brighton today. A significant minority of activists said in a poll that they feel Sir Min Campbell is taking the party in the wrong direction. On the website this morning, how a growing number of employers believe workers are taking time off sick because of drink-related problems. Find out about all our dangerous motoring habits. And a new report reveals that only 4 in 10 Britons would be motivated to do more exercise even if their life depended on it. All that and more on GM.TV. And finally this morning, Helen Mirren added yet another award to her collection, winning the Best Actress award at the Emmys for Prime Suspect. Carla Romano reports.
Huge night in Hollywood, wall-to-wall glamour and huge expectations for the Brits. The American media have called this year the British invasion of the Emmys. Homegrown nominees include Ricky Gervais for Extras, Dame Helen Mirren for Prime Suspect, Jim Broadbent for Longford and Hugh Laurie for House. And they didn't do too badly at all, kicking off with Helen Mirren, recognised yet again for her role in Prime Suspect.
So much to say, so little time, but I'm going to keep talking until that very dramatic music comes in. I love that.
Star and creator of Extras, Ricky Gervais, was a no-show when his name was called for Best Actor in a Comedy, leaving his American Office counterpart, Steve Carell, to do the honours. Despite being a pre-show favourite to win Best Actor in a Drama, Hugh Laurie lost out to star of Boston Legal, James Spader. Carla Romano, GMTV News, Los Angeles.
Well, not so bad then, losing out to James Spader. 8 minutes past 8. That's it from what? Do you like
Yes,
it?
anyway, really. Do
Oh, I
you?
like it. I like
Go
the
why?
Emmys.
Yeah, why not?
Sopranos
It's
won
just
again.
another
I mean,
chance to
top
have a
Right.
another chance to have a look at
Why are you
people's
so- why-
clothes,
what's the matter?
dresses.
I couldn't care all those. There's too many award ceremonies.
awards?
They get paid a lot of money for doing what they do. You don't get an award for doing what you do.
No, not just
Not at all
recently.
these days.
No, yeah.
There's Posh in the dress.
There's the green she was
turtle
talking
dress.
about.
There she is. That's the turtle dress.
It is a bit cowabunga,
Posh
isn't
out
it?
and about in New York.
It ends a
There you
bit
go.
quickly. They need to get more patches on there. Anyway, the
Well, we've
baby
got the
blues on
baby
X Factor.
blues,
Now,
yeah.
how about Saturday night? Awesome, isn't it?
We think this is the wrong decision, and I know it's horrible to be given a yes, but I want to be honest with you, I don't feel right about this. And I'm thinking about you and the kid and everything else and you.
So was he right to boot pregnant Katie Booth out of the X Factor? I wonder if she's still seething. We'll find out. She joins us in quarter of an hour.
Right, we'll see what's happening where you are first. Cinema.
Thanks, Andrew. Good morning. Here are the main news stories in the northwest. First, a man has died after a blaze ripped through a hotel on the seafront at Blackpool. At its height, more than 60 firefighters were trying to tackle the flames at the Manor Hotel. 61 people were evacuated from nearby hotels and flats. A number of people from the Manor have been treated for smoke inhalation. Police say they're currently treating the fire as suspicious. A mother from Greater Manchester whose teenage son died suddenly while playing football is taking her campaign for health checks for sporting youngsters to the FA. Daniel Young from Atherton was 16 when he collapsed. His mother Dion says a simple heart scan would detect a problem before it's too late. Lee MP Andy Burnham is backing the campaign and will join Dion for a meeting with the Professional Footballers Association tomorrow.
I'm really hoping now that the FA take a lead in actual fact and say to these clubs that they do need to have defibrillators, they do need to have the boys screened. I mean, these defects only kick in when the hormones kick in at 14.
The parents of murdered schoolboy Rhys Jones will return to his primary school today. The 11-year-old was shot dead in Croxteth Park last month. Melanie and Stephen Jones have been touched by the support of pupils and teachers at Broad Square Primary. On the first day of term, they paid tribute to Rhys by holding a minute-long round of applause. Rhys's parents will today open a new adventure playground in their son's memory. On to sport, and boxer Ricky Hatton has met David Beckham as the hitman prepares for a week-long tour to promote his latest title fight. Hatton and Floyd Mayweather go head-to-head on December the 8th in Las Vegas. The hitman has started the tour by visiting the home of LA Galaxy, where he met the former England captain. Our reporter Mike Hall has been given exclusive access with Ricky as he visits 5 cities in 5 days, finishing in Manchester on Friday. The round-the-world Clipper yacht race has finally got underway from Liverpool. 10 boats set sail on the 35,000-mile adventure yesterday afternoon. They'll stop at 14 different ports in 5 continents, the first being La Rochelle in France. The boats will return for the Capital of Culture celebrations next July. Well, that's it for now. I'm back at 11:10. In a moment, we'll return to GMTV, but first a look at the region's weather.
Be ready for all changing light conditions. Here's the weather forecast, brought to you by Transitions Lenses.
There'll be large amounts of cloud around this morning with some light showers. This afternoon the rain will continue with some sunny spells developing in places. Top temperatures today of 14 degrees Celsius.
12 minutes past 8 is the time. It's a Monday morning. Now, we tend to think doctors know best. We grow up with that, really. But new statistics, worryingly, show half of all the children who were taken to their GP with meningitis were sent home on their first visit. This is the start of Meningitis Awareness Week, you see. An 8-year-old Brandon Bowler here might not be here today were it not for the persistence of mum Marinda and dad Darren as well. Dr. Hillary is with us as well. Now, Brandon, you were seen 3 times, weren't you, by doctors? And they didn't get it right, did they? But you're all right now. How long ago did all this happen? Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're okay now. We can see you're okay now. Lots of colour. But Marinda, what happened? What did you see first with Brandon?
Well, he just woke up in the Tuesday morning. I lifted his pyjama top up and there was just a rash on his chest and it just looked like chicken pox.
Yes.
And I thought, well, he's had these before.
Yes.
But they were like underneath the skin.
Yes.
And that's why I just rung the doctors, really.
And they said, come on in.
Yeah.
And then what happened then, Darren?
Well, Melinda said that she'd done the glass test, but she didn't know if she was pressing on hard enough. And they wasn't disappearing. So you took him to the GP, didn't you? Yeah. And then he just says it's a viral infection.
Yes.
Sent us home with paracetamol.
So that was visit number 1?
That was Tuesday.
Yes.
Wednesday, it picked up. It was okay.
Fine.
Okay, yeah. So there's a bit of porpoising, isn't there? That
These spots faded away a bit, but it didn't disappear altogether. And he was playing about. Anyway, later on that night, Melinda went to work. Yeah. And then just said one thing to me, which, Dad, I've got something on the back of my neck. And I just thought, because my neck hurts me, and that was just once. But if you put that together with, you think, well, that's one of the signs, but we didn't pick up on
And you had enough knowledge to know about him and perhaps about meningitis at that point, or not? That you should go back in? You hadn't even thought
You just don't think it's going to happen to you. Anyway, Thursday morning, he woke up and then Melinda rang me up, says he'd been sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he went straight back to the same GP again, didn't he?
Told him that he'd been sick again.
And this time, what did they say?
Gastroenteritis.
Okay, so what they give him? Sort of Nurofen or something?
Yeah.
Ibuprofen, some of the medicine for his stomach upset.
But he was all right in the end. I mean, he was in intensive care. It was all a bit touch and go, wasn't it?
Yeah, later on the Thursday evening.
Yeah.
It was just...
Says it was minutes, really.
Yeah.
When we got him to we demanded to see another GP at a local hospital.
Yeah.
And he just says in 2 or 3 minutes, he just says, I think it's meningitis. That's when we broke down crying. But apparently if he induced him with penicillin there.
No, you got the right help in the end. I mean, Hilary, it's a story that we see so many different times. It shouldn't be down to people who are suffering like this to make their own diagnosis. Shouldn't doctors be doing better, or is this too difficult to see meningitis?
No, absolutely. I mean, doctors do need better training in spotting the early signs of meningitis, which can be very tough to spot in those early stages. It can mimic other things, such as gastroenteritis, such as flu. Many viral illnesses can mimic the first signs of meningitis. I think what's really important here is that although we know we've got 3 vaccines which are very good at protecting against some forms of meningitis, the main form that kills about 300 children every year still, we can't vaccinate against. We haven't got a vaccine against that one. So it's imperative that parents like Darren and Melinda stay vigilant about the early signs and be assertive. Trust their instincts. If the doctor says, go away, it's not that, and you're worried.
It's very hard to take on a doctor, though, in their environment.
Of course it is. I know
they have all the knowledge, they've got all the training and education.
I know that. In which case, there's a way around it. First of all, say, Doctor, I'm worried this could be meningitis. Why don't you think this is meningitis? Reassure me. How often can you see my child as time goes by? Because I know seconds count and time is of the essence.
Yes.
So first of all, be aware of the symptoms, be vigilant, be assertive. And doctors need that extra training. And actually, the Meningitis Research Foundation is doing a lot of training with doctors. They've published a CD-ROM, which they're giving to doctors.
And you've got
GPs.
a number there, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if people phone the Meningitis Research Foundation, I think we've got a number. It's 080, there it is, 8800 3344. They will get this pack. And this pack has a little card like that, which tells you what the symptoms of meningitis and septicemia are. You can carry that with you always. But it also gives you more detailed information about what to look for, what the rash means, how to test for the rash using the tumbler test, whether it's there or not, how important is that.
Bright light, bag,
lots
neck,
of information.
Test, all of that.
And about the vaccinations as well. So
bad time of the year, isn't it, Hilary, at the moment for meningitis?
This is the peak season. The winter is the peak season. So this is when we see most cases of meningitis, not just in children of Brandon's age, mainly babies, mainly toddlers, but also teenagers as they approach young adulthood. But it can affect anybody at any age.
How old are you, Brandon?
7.
11 years old.
7.
Seven years. I was going to say. 7 years old. Well, we're very glad that you're still with us. Are you feeling well now?
Yeah.
Feeling all right now. And so's Mum, and so's Dad. Thank goodness for that.
I'm just relieved her
I am.
ordeal is over. She's very nervous
You're not
earlier
that
on.
comfy on the telly. I know how that feels. Know how that feels. Thanks ever so much for coming in. Lots more information about meningitis, how to spot the early signs, etc. on our website, gm.tv. Lots of info on there.
Wow, did you know it's London Fashion Week? You'll be interested in this, won't you?
Thrilling.
Yep.
So there'll be lots of cars clogging the place up full of leggy models and things like that.
Yes.
That's all right.
You can pop down there later on. Lorraine is live from London Fashion Week on her show, and Boy George is on too.
Has he got his own line going on?
Oh, he's not apparently.
No?
Oh, we can't make it.
Can't make it. He's busy.
I wonder
He's
what's
busy.
happened. Oh, when I came in this morning, I was told Boy George was on.
Oh, that's too bad. Katie Booth's here though, but
Yes.
she's not like to win the X Factor now. Her hopes have been dashed, I'm afraid. Simon did a U-turn. How dare he? And she's not going through to boot camp because, well, she's pregnant, and she's here after the break.
I wonder what's happened to Boy George.
Don't let spots get in your way. T-Zone, with natural antibacterial ingredients, helps fight the causes of spots. Spots can't handle the T-Zone.
G'day. I hear you need some help painting the flat.
Rolf?
Yeah, have you got any paint and rollers?
No. Wooly, nip down to Woolworths and get some from their new Worth It value range. Paint and rollers? Hello? Do you get the paint stuff then? No, look! I got a Spider-Man mask and a web blaster instead!
The new Worth It value range. Hundreds of everyday essentials at ridiculously low prices.
Can you tell what you are yet?
Introducing Tara Naomi and her debut album, Under the Influence. A collection of songs written to make a difference. Includes the single Not Sorry and the eco-anthem Say It's Possible. Tara Naomi, the album, out now.
Indestructible Gel by Studio Line. Our first extreme hold gel formula with elastic resistance. Roughed, crushed, flattened. For style that bounces back. Hand and hood resistance. For style that lasts. Studio Line Indestructible from L'Oréal Paris.
Vitamin D is essential to help you absorb calcium and make your bones stronger.
Are you dreaming of fabulous lingerie that fits real women with real curves? At simplyyours.co.uk, you can be certain of finding exactly what you want in the styles you want with the fit and size you need, up to back size 50 and cup size J. For pretty, sexy lingerie, go online now. I'm home. Or call free on 0800 560 561 for your catalogue. simplyyours.co.uk.
Did you know the plant sterols in Flora Proactive are proven to help lower cholesterol?
Oh, carrots!
At Cost Cutter, we've been there for your everyday essentials for the past 21 years.
Dog food? Oh, thank you.
Shampoo! So why not check out our great 21st anniversary offers? Like 2-litre bottles of Pepsi and Tango are now half price. Take a more sustainable approach to your laundry. Use Ariel at 30 degrees for energy savings and Lenore Concentrate for less packaging. Cost Cutter, 21 years of great value offers.
I don't want to get rid of just smells. I also want to get rid of bacteria that's lurking around too. So this new 3-in-1 Oust it's great for that. It gets rid of all the nasty nifs around, and it kills bacteria on the surfaces too.
New Oust 3-in-1. It kills 99.9% of bacteria on hard surfaces and the same on soft surfaces.
And it means I don't have to buy 3 different products, which is a bonus.
Get rid of odours, get rid of bacteria on surfaces. Get new Oust 3-in-1. SC Johnson, a family company.
All is not what it seems at number 8 Coronation Street. GMTV asks the questions and long-suffering mum Gail and psycho son David give us the answers. Will David confess all to GMTV? Find out Wednesday.
23 minutes past 8 this Monday morning. Hope you're well. These are the main headlines that you're waking up to. Within the past few minutes, the doors have opened across the country at branches of the bank Northern Rock, where some customers have been queuing since 3 o'clock in the morning to withdraw their money. The bank's share price has plummeted again by almost a third this time. At least 10 British holidaymakers are feared dead after an airliner crash-landed during a monsoon in Thailand. And we'll have a look at today's weather. All parts will have a cool and showery day, so there's been a bit of a change. Most of the rain is in the east. Temperatures will peak at 15 Celsius, but it will feel cooler than that in the wind.
All right, Saturday night is X Factor night, isn't it? And if you watched on Saturday, you'll have seen Simon Cowell shatter another dream, but he also avoided the chance of having the first live birth on the X Factor.
I'm also having my baby.
When?
It's due in November. When I look back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life.
I'm saying this purely on your voice. It's a yes.
Could Katie's dream be over before it's even begun?
One part of me just goes, we shouldn't have done that, because she's 5.5 months pregnant.
I absolutely think this is the wrong decision, and I know it's horrible to be given a yes, but I want to be honest with you, I don't feel right about this.
Okay.
Load of if you ask me. Well, I can't speak for the camera.
Oh dear, what a huge disappointment. What a euphoria, and then boom, disappointment, Katie.
Definitely.
Who is 7 months pregnant now and clutching her stomach. What did you think when you saw that then? Did it bring it all back?
Oh God, yeah, definitely. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's for the well-being of me and my child.
You accepted that now because you didn't at the time, did you?
Oh no, at the time I was furious.
Yeah.
But
I could see your partner Jason was slightly even more madder than that, wasn't he?
But understandably, he was defending me, sort of thing. But he's calmed down a lot now. He's realised my points of view as well as theirs as well.
Yeah, and I guess, will you try again next time once the baby's here?
Definitely, I'm going back for a vengeance.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes.
Now, Simon did say about your teeth as well, didn't he? He made reference to your teeth. So would you get those done before going back?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I'm going back with a vengeance next year. Definitely.
And when's the baby due?
November the 12th, hopefully.
And what did you say when you were on there? You actually were so keen to get through, weren't you, that you said you would actually be prepared to...
I said I would actually be prepared to give birth with a screen in front of me while on stage singing in the live final.
Well, there's a ratings winner for you. I'm not sure you want to put yourself in that position, though, do you?
No, not really, but that's how adamant I was that I wanted to go through, so...
But you've lived with the decision now, what, for about 6 weeks now, isn't it, since
Something
that was
like that,
filmed?
yeah.
And how long did it take you to get over it, really?
It was only really a matter of a couple of days, but like I say, at the time, being on such a high, and then Simon coming out and saying something about that, it just brought you so far down and to the gutter, basically. That's how you felt.
Because you do have a lovely voice. And have you sung? I mean, have you sung in clubs or did you just at home in the bath in the shower?
I do a lot of karaoke and things like that, but not.
You've won a few karaoke competitions, haven't you?
A few. I've been singing since the age of about 13.
So really, it is your lifetime's dream.
Oh yeah, it was my granddad's really. He passed away 9 years ago, and it was his dream to see me on the big stage. So.
Oh, so you have to do it for him?
Definitely.
All right, well, we look forward to the next series then, Katie. All the very best with the baby.
Thank
November
you very much.
baby, yeah?
Yes.
Good.
Definitely.
All the best with that. You were a November baby, weren't you?
Yeah, good Scorpio baby, sting in the tail and all that.
That's right.
Yeah, and regards to Jason as well, he got a few X's on the screen, didn't he? Furious, a few beeps
Just
out
a few.
of that. More beeps in that than...
He's calmed down a lot now, though.
Oh, OK, good stuff. Yeah,
All
lots
the
of
best.
beeps on Hell's Kitchen as well. That's the final of that tonight. Great TV at the moment.
Oh, bless him.
He's
He's been brilliant on it.
He's been shed a few tears. Once Jim left, he was much better, wasn't he?
Oh, Jim was a pig to him.
Yeah, that was sort of distant memory now, isn't it? Natural History Museum, that's where we are this morning as well. Lorraine is down there. London Fashion Week, talking about showbiz.
And Claire, no, Andrea's here.
Andrea's here with the weather.
Who said Claire's here?
Weather's
It's taking a nasty turn. It's going to be a bit more autumnal, so we'll tell you all about that after this.
According to Barclays research, 2 million Brits now own a holiday home abroad.
And guess what? You don't need to be loaded to bag your overseas dream.
But you do need bags of common sense and practical advice.
For instance, if you buy abroad, you'll need to set up a local bank account to pay your taxes and bills.
And if you don't speak the language, it's important your bank does.
Check out Barclays for local bank accounts in Europe,
where your service will be in English.
Dreaming of a home in the sun? It can be easy with Barclays.
What happens when you wash with shower gel? Part of your skin's own precious moisture gets washed away. But Dove Triple Moisturising Body Wash is different because it's loaded with more caring moisturisers than regular shower gels. Everyday moisture is the key to beautiful skin. And who knows moisture better than Dove? Over 500,000 women joined Dove's biggest ever global survey. What did they say? 96% said Dove body wash left their skin feeling soft and supple. Dove, approved by real women.
This is the unmistakable voice of Peter Grant.
Think about your day and night, it's only right, so happy together. I can see
An outstanding album of new and classic songs.
let the good times roll. Let the good times
Peter Grant, Traditional, the new album, out now.
Traditional.
Donne, nuovi Bertolli, nuovi Bertolli!
3 new Bertolli pasta sauces made with natural ingredients.
Don't be fooled, Gov. She looks whiter than white, but she's no angel. What's the charge? Snacking without due care and attention. New Thai sweet chili splendips. Indecently delicious rice crackers with criminally cool, creamy filly and yummy chili sauce.
And less than 3% fat. The lowest fat Splendips yet. You're free to go now. I'll look after the evidence.
New Thai sweet chili Splendips. Devilishly tasty. Angelically light.
Relieve the pain of wind and colic with Dentinox Infant Colic Drops. Effective and fast.
Trouble with bathroom plug holes? Maybe you just don't love them enough. Bring on Buster. Buster Bathroom Drain Clear dissolves hair and soap, getting bath and shower plug holes back on the move. Give your plug holes some love with Buster Bathroom Drain Clear, because plug holes need love too.
All the Lost Souls is the stunning new album from James Blunt, featuring the hit single 1973.
Singing, here we go again.
James Blunt, All the Lost Souls, out now.
Brand new from the creators of Wallace and Gromit. It's Shaun the Sheep. Starring for the first time on his very own DVD. Includes 8 brilliant adventures. Shaun the Sheep, Shape Up with Shaun. Out now on DVD.
Deborah Harry performs her latest single live tomorrow on GMTV.
Hello there, good morning to you. On today's show, we are celebrating the best of British fashion. We're live at London Fashion Week with Mark Hayes, who's news on the big names, also who to look out for, and a special look behind the scenes. He's so excited about this. Also, Connie swaps fashion in America and joins me in the studio with her first impressions on the hottest show so far. Gareth Pugh, that show is. There she is. Front row, of course. We'll see you later.
Here you are, Mummy.
Oh, thank you, darling.
GMTV weather, sponsored by Nestle Cereals. Whole grain for the whole family, every morning.
Hello there, good morning. Now, a bit of a mixed bag weather-wise today. You will notice it's much cooler today than the fine weather and fine temperatures we saw yesterday. We need to wrap up a bit more. We've seen a couple of weather systems affecting us. This first one here, now it moved across us yesterday. It's brought some cold air across us. It's lingering across the southeast. We've also got 1 or 2 showers across the northwest. That includes parts of our Northern Ireland. The heaviest of the rain at the moment is across Scotland. What we will see through the course of this afternoon is the rain across Scotland easing off, but it's just going to be sliding its way southwards into parts
of northern and eastern England. So a rather wet day for you. Elsewhere, I think people will see improving weather. Things remaining rather cloudy along that south coast, but it's the temperatures you'll really notice through today. At best, 15 degrees, I think. And then overnight tonight, a very cold night. We'll see temperatures dropping back enough to see a touch of frost in places, especially in rural parts. And we'll also see some showers across East Anglia overnight. They'll clear away to allow a lovely bright start to the day. Eventually things starting to cloud over across western parts. We will see rain, some of which could well be heavy at times, pushing into western parts of Scotland, northern parts of Scotland. And again, look at those temperatures, 13, 14, 15 degrees at best. And then looking ahead for the rest of the week, we'll see another system slicing the country in half. Ahead of it, well, temperatures remaining a touch milder. I say a touch, only 16, but behind it cooler and fresher. And then for Thursday, well, the outlook, as I say, is rather unsettled. Difficult to pinpoint exactly what's going to happen weather-wise, but it's a fairly safe bet. See, it'll be cool, fresh and wet as well. Andrew.
Okay, well, they call it fall in the United States, and it's coming to us, isn't it, I'm afraid? And fall is what share prices have been doing in Northern Rock this morning. There's been another rush of customers through the doors of that bank. About £2 billion has been withdrawn since Northern Rock applied to the Bank of England for this emergency funding. Richard Gaisford is at a branch in Surrey where customers have been very upset this morning. I see the doors are open now, Richard. Are they getting their money out?
Well, they opened at 8 o'clock on the dot, and so far, what are we, just after 8:30, just 6 people have been served. And when we walk along the queue, you get some idea of the sheer number of people who are here wanting to do just that. They are going to be here for absolutely hours, Andrew. Across the weekend, they were seeing just 14 people, and now hundreds of people queued for 5 or 6 hours on Saturday, still weren't served, and yet they were back here again, some of them as early as 3 o'clock in the morning. Take a look around here. You can see as we walk up the street here in Kingston, just how many people are desperate to get their cash out of the Northern Rock. Of course, all the advice from the authorities, from the company itself, from the Chancellor this morning on our programme is don't worry, don't panic about it. But that's exactly what people are doing, despite the advice of the Chief Executive of Northern Rock, who spoke to us just a few minutes ago.
The reason the Bank of England gave the facility was to ensure that it would be business as normal. All our customers can do exactly the same transactions they normally like to do. Borrowers borrow money, make repayments, depositors can deposit money and take money out. The issue for us at the moment is with depositors wanting to take money out, it's logistical. It's getting the money to them.
Now there has to be a couple of hundred people in the queue now. It just disappears round the corner here. Let's see if we can just pick on somebody here. This gentleman maybe. Sir, why did you feel that you've had an interview?
Yeah.
Why were you so desperate to come and get your money out this morning?
Why not?
I mean,
it's my third interview and I think it's okay.
Do you feel worried for your own money? Do you feel worried for your savings?
No, not particularly, but then, you know, why should they keep it? They're obviously not being very well organised, they're incompetent, so why not put it somewhere else?
I reckon you're going to be here 5 or 6 hours waiting for your money. If you're not that worried, why not just go home and just sit it out?
So I live in Spain, I've flown over from Spain, so...
just to do this?
Yeah.
Get your cash.
Because if anything really does happen bad and you're living somewhere else, then, you know, the only thing is to come over and sort it out while you're here. You can't get through on the phone, internet, nothing, so...
Well, good luck with it.
Thank you.
Have you got your comfortable shoes on?
Yes.
So, well, we're going to be talking with some more people in the queue here in Lorraine's programme and also getting some advice for them as the best way of proceeding.
Indeed. Martin Lewis is going to be with Lorraine to give that advice. What's amazing, Fiona, is how few people believe what they're told. We've had the Chancellor and the Chief Executive of the bank this morning saying, don't worry, and people are still queuing up.
I know.
People just don't believe it.
But that's it, and when the trust is gone in anything, in a relationship with your partner, your bank, that it's over, isn't it? It's very hard to get it back, so... Yep, my mortgage is with Northern Rock, so...
You better get queuing.
I could be homeless.
You've got to go. Here's Lorraine.
Bye.
Look, Norman, it's our favourite. Cheese, tomato and leaves.
Kingsmill 50/50, sponsor of LK Today.
Hello there. Now, the weather is apparently set to get a lot cooler this week, but we've got plenty on the show to brighten up your day. We are starting with the latest autumn beauty products that Britain's top magazine editors can't live without. Do like that. And was it all hellish for Brian Dowling in Hell's Kitchen? Oh, the wee soul. He was bullied, but he says he's happy with third place. We're going to be catching up with him later on. And continuing his devilish ways, this really is a hell of a storyline. Coronation Street's David Platt puts his niece's life in danger when she accidentally takes an overdose of drugs that he's hidden in her dolly. Tina's here with all the latest. So there we are. First though, London Fashion Week, and with the recent Model Health Inquiry report, the catwalk firmly under the spotlight, our very own style guru Mark Hayes, live at the National History Museum, and also in the studio, I've got Connie Huck, fresh from her stint at New York Fashion Week. Mark, I didn't see you there. Look, you didn't look like yourself.
We were on Jamelia. We're on Jamelia. Basically, she's a cardboard cutout at the moment, but I promise you, the celebs are going to be here, I tell you, and they're going to be treated pretty well, all right? Because I'm here at the London Fashion Week VIP tent, all right? And if we follow through, all right, have a nosy. Oh yeah, they can come in here, they can get their hair done, that's right. They can get a nice blow dry, the whole kit caboodle. I probably won't be in here, I have to say, because my mantra is now less is more when it comes to hair. It's a sad day, Lorraine, I tell you. Let's say, though, your makeup drops, you know, in between shows, you need a bit of a top-up. It's fine, you can pop in here. They've got a huge beauty lounge. Unfortunately, it's locked at the moment. That's because there's goodie bags in there, but don't worry. When I get in, Lorraine, they'll all be for you, I promise you. The reason why, though, they're treating you with such luxury is because all the big wigs, all the big movers and shakers of fashion are going to be here. We're talking the big editors, the big buyers, the wannabes, the has-beens, the hangers-on, you name it. They're all converging into one place and making London Fashion Week. But it's not just about them. It's also, you know, London Fashion Week's renowned for finding new talent. That's what we're going to be looking out for, OK? So that's why you've got the likes of Anna Wintour, for example, OK? Now, she's the US editor for American Vogue, okay? Now she, you know, she's been seen here at London Fashion Week, and she looks out for all the new talent, checking what's hot, what's not, and I have to say, she scares me quite, Lorraine. Do you agree with that? Actually, she's quite a terrifying lady.
She is quite scary. Does she not get up to her office at 6 o'clock and somebody does her hair, somebody does her makeup, so she's always immaculate? I think that's very good.
The last I had was 4 in the morning, which is quite terrifying. It's
well, as a girl gets older, it maybe takes longer, I suppose. Mark, listen, what can we look forward to in the week? Because I know you're beside yourself with excitement. What's going to happen? What can we look forward to?
Indeed. It is all about the new designers, OK? And we're kicking off our proceedings today with Marius Schwab, OK? Now, he is new designer of the year at the moment, OK? Now, he's kind of been one of the innovators, I would say, of this whole bodycon look, OK? So this is this very, very tight-fitting stuff. If you're not into it at the moment, I would say it's going to be very, very big. You know, by the end of the season, you're going to know exactly what it's about. At 2:30 today, we've got Christopher Kane, OK? Now, this is a Scottish-born designer from Glasgow. He actually was requested to have a meeting with Ms. Anna Wintour last year, so I'll be finding out all about that. I'm sure it was terrifying for the poor boy. I have to say, he really is so hot at the moment. He's, you know, such a massive talent. If you do have any spare cash, my advice would be buy one of his dresses now, because I think in years to come, it's going to be worth serious, serious money. So that's the kind of new designers. Kicking off as well today, we've got Luella, the artist formerly known as Luella Bartley, shall we say, okay? She is now come back from New York. She's come back, so we're welcoming back some old friends to London. She's got her store opening as well today. We've also got on Wednesday Matthew Williamson. Now, he's been away for years and he's celebrating his 10th anniversary in fashion, so he's come back to London Fashion Week. So you can expect to see lots of kind of boho styles, some serious sequins and some serious A-list stars, okay? So that's what we love about it, isn't it? It's all the glamour. But Lorraine, I have to say, okay, I think some of the glamour could decline slightly because it's not as cold as it usually is, okay? Usually in London Fashion Week. And the fashion editors, all the big fashionistas love to wear the autumn winter stuff. Now I have to say, here I am, all right, I've got my Dior chunky knit scarf ready and rearing to go, and I'll be wearing it, I tell you. But I think we're going to see some serious makeup drippage on some fake Prada fur. Don't you just love Fashion Week? It's great.
Mark, thank you. You chill out in that lovely posh chill out area, and I'll talk to you later.
I know.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you then.
Now, while Mark has been checking out the latest catwalk shows this week, what about the months of preparation beforehand? We're going to take a look behind the scenes at one of Britain's most prolific designers, and you can actually wear his clothes as well. Ben DeLisi.
I design the collection, sketch it, and then we have a big meeting. We sort of grade the sketches, see how they fit, see if there's a theme emerging, see if there's a look emerging. It's much better. Look how soft it is. It's much, 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 much better. then there's the other component. I have a stylist who styles my shows, which is a gal named Katie Felstead, and she has a lot to say about it. And for some reason, she gets me. She gets me perfectly. She and I are on the same wavelength.
I think it should be a really kind of slightly 70s.
Your take on it is the styling of it. Run through it, show me what you want to do. You're in charge of makeup. Do something fabulous. I think it should be something really, really off the wall on the eye. I don't think it should be about the mouth. I think that, you know, I've been around for 27 years now in England, and I have a very good following of customers that want pure, chic clothes that flatter their bodies and are not gimmicky and not do not adhere to a particular fashion trend that's going to be in one season and out the next. Are we absolutely certain that the fuchsia line won't work throughout this entire collection? I'm not the kind of designer that breaks boundaries. I've never was. But I think the proof is that I'm still here. I think all the models are in hair and makeup and everybody's under control. We've done our rehearsals, they've all been fitted.
Ben DeLisi, as always, absolutely beautiful, and he designs clothes that you can actually wear, which is a good thing when it comes to clothes. Now, Connie Huck, as you know, was in New York last week for us, which was fantastic. You had a lovely time, didn't you?
Yeah, I loved it. Send me out anytime, Lorraine.
That's fine, we will, don't you worry. So now it's London, so have you noticed a difference between the two so far?
Yeah, definitely. I think New York feels much more hectic, and most of the shows, bar a few, are in Bryant Park, so it's all in one place, so there feels like there's loads more people, whereas I think at London, there's not as many shows that are going on in one sort of small area at the Natural History Museum. So New York felt a lot more manic.
A lot madder, I suppose, as it would be. Now, there's a lot of attention, obviously, right now in the fashion world because of the whole size zero debate. There was a huge inquiry done into this and nothing really came out of it concrete yet, but hopefully. But I couldn't believe the news of that wee lassie in Australia. She's, what, 13?
I know, that's
she's
so young. She doesn't look 13.
No, she doesn't.
But, I mean, mentally, you know, she's a 13-year-old and it seems so bizarre to sort of put that pressure and put her in that situation.
So this is Madison, isn't it? Her name's Madison Gabrielle, I believe. That's the same age as my wee girl. I mean, she does look, you're right, she does look an awful lot older than 13. But is that a good idea to be that? Oh, it's a difficult one, isn't it? It really is. Depends how mature she is, I suppose.
Yeah, but I think you need to sort of set a precedent, really.
Yeah.
And 13 is too young. And admittedly, there are some 13-year-olds that are a lot maturer than other 13-year-olds. But, you know, you're still doing your schooling. You know, a lot of people sort of haven't pubertised at that age. I think it's just wrong.
I do as well. And at that age, to go for that sort of rejection, because sometimes these models walk in and people just go, no. Like that. No, you're not really for us, love. Thanks very much. You're beautiful, though. But it's just, no.
Yeah.
And to take that would be really hard at any age, never mind 13.
Yeah, you're
no,
so vulnerable.
We're not sure about that. We're not sure about that. So look, who have we seen already that's been making the headlines?
Well, yesterday Gareth Pugh was showing clothes.
Right.
And he has been making the headlines big time because he's only 26 years old.
Okay.
But he's like this bright young thing. And Anna Wintour, there we go.
No, I must get one of them. Oh, no, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, Cupid. That was the first model that came on. And I did slightly feel like I was in a spoof or Zoolander because Cupid came on and everyone burst into spontaneous applause. I mean, nothing was sort of wearable down the high street, it has to be said. But everyone is raving about this guy. I mean, there was a lot of sort of leather, looks quite bondage-ish, lots of sort of slashed bits here and there. But, you know, he's big news. I did feel sort of like, am I in the Emperor's New Clothes at times? But, you know, what do I know?
What do they call that? Pushing the envelope or something?
Yes, something like that.
Must get a cube, though. got to get a cube.
Yeah, they're going to be big.
Fantastic.
Cube head is the way forward.
And little Peaches Geldof was
yeah, that's right. She
strutting her stuff, wasn't she?
She was modelling for PPQ, who you might not have heard of because they're not a household name, but they actually supply Liberty Selfridges. They're very cult in Japan.
Right,
they're global. And there's a lot of talk about her looking just like her mother in the
she
papers
looks a little
today.
bit like her mummy, as you would expect.
Yeah,
not
you'd expect
hugely.
a
I suppose
daughter
it's
to
the
have
bloke
some
she's
resemblance.
She's dyed her hair blonde.
Yeah, that's the main thing, I think. So
again, only 18. It's young, isn't it? But it's a young. It's a
better
young
than
person's
13.
game. No, that's for sure. Absolutely.
But, yeah, not
so
great.
we're all going to run out and buy cubes. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. One that everybody's looking forward to though is Julian McDonald, because I mean he does actually design clothes that you can wear, a bit like Ben DeLisi. You can actually wear them.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're tall and beautiful and slim, you can wear that, but it is wearable. It's better than a cube.
Yeah. All his clothes, I'd say,
gorgeous.
it's lovely, isn't
That
it?
is
Really
beautiful.
nice. He's really good at sort of slinky knits, classy knits, and he's sort of got a sportswear thing going on, and he's been incorporating knits into that. I was lucky enough, actually, to be sat next to Erin O'Connor, and she's giving me all the gossip, which was
fabulous.
brilliant. Yeah, they hadn't got us a seat, and we were like, what? We need to be filming. I have to say, his PR were like caricatures. They're so rude. That was what I was expecting from Fashion Week.
You would have been disappointed if they hadn't been ad fab and rude to you.
They were so rude. I was like, but then I ended up, because Erin O'Connor was so nice, sitting next to her and the head of the British Fashion Council. So I was like, oh, that's not so bad. But yeah, that was a good show and a lot of buzz about that one. And it wasn't in the main venue, actually. They took it away to the Hilton.
Good.
goodie
Looks
bags.
fantastic. Excellent. Connie, thank you. We'll talk to you throughout the week. It's great to see you. Thank you very, very much indeed. Loads more from London Fashion Week, plus all the latest trends on the fashion pages on our website. Check them out, gm.tv. Right, time to take a very quick break. When we come back, Brian Dowling is out of Hell's Kitchen. How much of a pressure cooker was that, though? So we'll tell all. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Best seat in the house, what?
Domestos kills all known germs, dead.
It's gentle. It's minerals. It's foundation.
New True Match Minerals from L'Oreal. The new mineral makeup. Flawless coverage that's gentle on skin. Fragrance-free, no preservatives.
The lightness of a powder. The flawless coverage of a foundation. True Match. Naturally.
New True Match Minerals from L'Oreal Paris.
You're worth it.
Hi, we're backstage at London Fashion Week. We often have to do a quick full makeup takeoff before the girl has to run on stage. I love this new Dimac Expert Milk to Toner from L'Oreal Paris. The luxurious milk transforms into a fresh toner, effectively yet gently sweeping away even a model's makeup.
New Dimac Expert from L'Oreal Paris.
And I tell you, absolutely brilliant. And you wouldn't believe how much we saved.
I think I would. I told you about them. The day after they'd fitted ours.
Anglian Home Improvements. More customers.
Most recommended.
And with this great offer, there are even more reasons to recommend us. Call 0800 500 600.
Did you know the plant sterols in Flora Proactive are proven to help lower cholesterol?
Now made with 100% British potatoes.
Homeowners of Britain, now really is the time to challenge Churchill. Yes, challenge Churchill. If we can't beat your combined home renewal, we'll give you £75 if you switch.
You'll give me £75 cash back? Really?
Oh, yes.
Can I really make a claim without filling in any forms?
Oh, yes. Come on, Britain, keep challenging Churchill. We're so confident in our prices that if we can't beat your renewal, we'll give you £75 if you switch. Oh, yes.
The new collection from Simply Be. From the catwalk to your door. In sizes 14 to 32. All sizes, one price. Easy returns. 10% off your first order exclusively for new customers. The latest looks, all the answers, whenever you want them. Call 0800 142 143 for a catalogue or go to simplybe.co.uk.
Gently clear baby's scalp with Dentinox Cradle Cap Treatment Shampoo. Gentle and effective.
Hands up, who wants to try delicious Bassett Soft and Chewy Omega-3 with vitamins? The delicious way to take Omega-3.
Your skin needs a little extra care now. Every inch of it. New Dove Pro Age Deodorant gives your underarms what they need. Nourishing moisturisers and all-day protection. Beauty has no age limit.
Radox Daily Elements with minerals. Also available for bath and shower.
Later, we'll be asking the leader of the opposition, David Cameron, what he thinks should be done to tackle Britain's growing yob culture. Plus, Colin and Justin's interior style guide for autumn-winter, and Nigella Lawson's speedy suppers. She says she needs just 3 raw ingredients and 8 minutes on the clock to cook dinner for 4. Her challenge, 10:30.
Yum. Oh, that's a nice elephant.
It's a squirrel.
Hello, welcome back. And I should say, because Fiona mentioned it earlier on, that Boy George was supposed to be in this morning. Apparently he's not well. So, Boy George, if you're watching, get well soon. Now, Brian Dowling has escaped Hell's Kitchen. We're going to find out exactly why it all got so overheated in there. Emotions running wild. Also, the latest autumn beauty products that Britain's top magazine editors cannot live without. Now then, over the weekend, anxious savers have withdrawn as much as £2 billion of their money from branches of Northern Rock, and they've been queuing since 4 o'clock at that branch there in Kingston, and I'm sure that seems repeated all over the country. Joined now by our money-saving expert, Martin Lewis. Martin, it's bizarre. It's like that movie, It's a Wonderful Life, when people went crazy and said, I want all my money out. What's happening, and should people be panicking?
Well, there was nothing wrong in the first place, and I find those scenes incredibly depressing. When I hear stories of people flying over from Spain who paid a plane ticket to get here, or taking money out of their cash ISA, which means they lose years of tax-free allowance. You never withdraw cash on a cash ISA. You do transfer it. And all because of what was started by effectively a media scare story.
Really?
Now, there is a real problem now because we're seeing people queuing outside the banks. But I think we should go back to what happened. Northern Rock is a financial institution that tends to get its money that it likes to lend out to customers from other financial institutions. Because of some stuff in the States, there's less money to borrow. So it didn't have enough money to borrow, so it could continue to operate very effectively and lend to other people.
Okay.
So it went to the Bank of England and said, look, we may be a bit short of borrowing. Can we set up an overdraft facility?
As you would as a person?
Yeah. I mean, it's a rare thing to happen, but that's what they did. The Bank of England said, yes, but if you do borrow from us, it'll be at a penalty rate. It'll be expensive.
Right.
So Northern Rock hadn't touched that rate. Then, of course, their share price dipped because of the potential that, you know, they might have to borrow at an expensive rate. It wouldn't be very profitable, and there was a danger to their profits.
Right.
This got in the papers. Panic started because people, sadly, we're a nation of financially ignorant when it comes to things like this. The papers whipped this up into a frenzy. People panicked, started withdrawing money. The only real problem we've got now is the people withdrawing the money. So the actual thing that started this was irrelevant. If it hadn't been in the papers, this wouldn't have been a problem. And the message coming from me, and I'm no fan of the banks, 4.3 million template letters on reclaiming bank charges downloaded from my site, and I am still sitting here saying, stop it!
So everybody should go home?
Stop it!
These people that are queuing outside, they should go home now, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
In most circumstances, the incredibly important thing to remember here is forget Northern Rock and the Bank of England, although the fact it's got this borrowing facility from the Bank of England means you're pretty safe anyway. That's why it's got it.
Sure.
The most important thing to understand is what's called the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. This affects any money you have in a bank savings or deposit account anywhere in the UK. And what that says is, if the bank were to go bust, and it's still unthinkable Northern Rock will, but that's what we have to talk about, because that's what people are worried about. If the bank were to go bust, you'd get your first £2,000 back, full stop. You'd then get 90% of the next 33 grand back. Not from the bank, but from the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, the official body to do it. So £35,000 of your money is safe.
Okay.
Anyone who's got less than £35,000 in there, stop worrying.
Okay.
Don't go queuing. You're making things worse for everybody. They're still letting you have your money out. You've had the chief exec on the programme this morning, haven't you?
Yes, no, actually, I have to say, I've been pretty impressed by him, actually just talking, because normally these guys just, you know, you never hear of them. But Adam Applegate was actually there answering quite difficult questions, and at least he put himself up there.
Well, quite right, because there isn't really a problem there. I would say, if you've got more than £35,000 in there, or in any bank, Northern Rock's no different, and you're worried, because worry is not a good thing in finances.
It's this trust thing, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Once that goes, it's very difficult to get that trust back.
I wouldn't say it was a bad idea to only have 35,000 in any one institution, and let's say you've got 100,000, to spread it around 3 different savings accounts, the best buys that are going on out there.
Okay.
And I've put, by the way, been writing this morning a big Q&A for your website.
Good.
It's not actually up there yet. They're putting it up now because it's, you know, the latest information of exactly what people should be doing. But the big message from me, and many people think I'm the enemy of the bank, and I'm saying too, stop panicking, stop queuing. They'll let you have your money. There's no worry. You might want to move elsewhere to get a better rate, but stop panicking, please.
OK,
Please.
I think you're absolutely right. Although you can understand it, you know, you can understand why people would be worried about their money.
£35,000 is guaranteed by the government. The government, per bank.
Fantastic.
Not Northern Rock. It's not about Northern Rock solvency, even though it is solvent. Have to tell everybody else, mortgage rates are likely to go up because of all this. So if your mortgage is about to end by the end of this year, you need to start remortgaging as quick as you can to get the best deal. You can do it 3 months ahead. So if your mortgage fixed rate deal's coming to an end, go remortgage now.
Will do. Thank you very much indeed. Excellent, thank you. If you've got any more questions regarding Northern Rock, Martin has got all the answers, as he said, on the website gm.tv. Now, a quick news update. Parts of the M4 still closed this morning. 5 people sadly have died after a crash between 2 cars. The collision happened on the eastbound carriageway of the motorway in the Newport area. Drivers are being warned to avoid that area altogether. We'll give you more on that as we get it.